And we're live. It just, Tubi sneaks up on me. Tubi's supposed to say, Tubi shows ready. And then in 2 seconds after it says ready, it's supposed to go live. But sometimes it just sits on ready. And so when it finally cuts, I'm not actually ready anymore because I'm thinking something's broken. Anyway, we're live from 8 days a week as requested by azdy. This is the 14th show of a New Beginning tour named by RageMadeFlesh. We got Paul here, to be or not to, Dank Dank, Dom, Cobalt, Chills, Brother Meaty, Professor Solo, Padre Cinco, C Casper 13. Hey, how you doing? Megs, My Right Fum, Broom 17, Doug D Bug, Neighborhood Watch _ Wow Wow Soda. User McName is here. Okay, let's see. Why does it sound so... Oh, because I'm cranked. Oh, and speaking of, username with a 6-month sub. Thanks, user McName. _ with a 5-month sub. Says just a bit of sub. Thank you. Cobalt with a 2-month sub. Says, hey kid. Hey Cobalt, thank you. Cobalt says, you all set up now? I'm getting closer. There's still issues, but I'm getting closer and closer. Oh, I'll have to thank, there was a bunch of people who found this for me yesterday. I can't remember who was first, but I installed Synergy. I don't know where this has been my whole life of doing this show. Oh my, it is so helpful. Oh man, I cannot tell you how helpful it is to have this software. I'm still getting, there's a few little quirks I'm getting used to, but it is game changer, especially when I'm starting the show. So what Synergy does is it allows me to share a single mouse and keyboard across multiple computers. Because during pre-shows, I'm constantly switching between these two different, and I got a KVM switch actually recently, and it just isn't working. I got a relatively expensive one, and it just doesn't work. Like sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. So now I can return that KVM switch. Oh, it's so nice, so nice. So nice. Anyway, thanks to everyone who did the research and found that. The only random thing I could still, that might be nice, I don't know if this is possible. I had to change the way my monitors are set up now that I can do this awesome revolutionary thing. The downside is I've got 2 monitors for the Mac, and I used to use them left to right, even though they're technically above each other. Now they have to be above each other to work with this PC thing. The challenge is that those of you know Mac, I have on my lower monitor my toolbar, right, where the application name, the file menu, all that. And I'm having this issue where I'm trying to go to to that menu, and the mouse just jumps too fast and goes to the other screen above it. Is there some way to force the mouse to slow down just a bit at the edges of the screen? That's my question. Anyway. Oh, we had a donation from Brother Muty. Thanks, Brother Muty. Muty says, usually new features to the show scare me, nay, terrify me, nay, shake me to the core with this new sound. Rare thing is making finding sounds like playing Pokemon. Best idea ever. Thank you for making it happen. For sure, yeah. Yeah, I've been meaning to do something to help us use more of our massive sound library, and finally got around to it. Yeah, thanks so much, Muty. And Muty's helped us. We're already 2/5 towards, if we, I think I'm gonna start having a bunch of stretch goals to make it easier to get to the daily goal. And an idea for the stretch goal will be we're going to try is one of the stretch goals is if we can get a third of the way before by the end of the first song, Tubi will reveal 5 sounds that have never been used. And then it'll be a pile on. Everyone in chat can quickly request them. But that'll be a reward. We're going to have sort of rewards, community rewards. If we get to, I'm not quite ready with all of them, but I think the other reward I'm thinking about doing, I think we might have sort of, if we reach a certain point of the goal, we get sound debuts. If we get further in the goal, we get a reward, right? The fun reward. Further in the goal, I think what I'm going to do is we'll add new videos to the light show. So maybe it'll be 2 or 3 videos each time. And if we hit that goal, they'll become part of the light show. So we can slowly start expanding the light show. I haven't really expanded the light show in a very long time because I just can't, I don't have the time for it. But if we can make this as an incentive, it'll help me justify spending more time on that. Anyway. So this is the other catch is just because it's requested doesn't mean it'll get played. Yeah. You know, I thought about doing, I've thought about doing individual requests, unlocks for debut sounds, and I think I'm gonna hold off on that. The reason being, I don't want, well, one thing is I don't want to do something, I feel like we have commissions, and I don't want to carve out just a sound here or there. I don't want people to be able to get, you know, automatically be able to get one sound on a song because they do a donation. But what I'm thinking is, and so I started to come up with this super complicated workaround where what would happen is if you do a debut sound, you basically get a debut sound credit, and as soon as Tubi can, within the normal request structure, Tubi would give you a debut sound, but it wouldn't be determined until just before the song, and it was gonna be this huge complicated thing in order to pull it off. But I think with debut sounds, what we might do is something, I'm thinking about doing something, this was actually a suggestion that's maybe part of a commission, where as part of the commission you can get a bunch of debut sounds. And I was also thinking about a debut bomb or something where someone can do an unlock that sort of gives debut sounds to a bunch of people. I don't know, but I think the individual debut sounds is just too complicated to do in a way that I think is fair. Or not fair, but I want to keep, I want there to be commission songs and songs that are open to everybody. Basically, I want to have that distinction, I think. Oh, well, I'm supposed to double up Muty. But there actually are not that many debut sounds. There are fewer than I thought there were. So we will go through, if we were to do unlocks, we'd actually go through them pretty fast. So that's why it's not necessarily worth my time to do anything with them yet. Now, if we start adding a whole bunch more sounds, then maybe, which I might do, then it'll be more worth it to come up with some way to, but for now, I think yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Thank you, Muty. So this is his first time, it was 300. Yeah, it's only 200 at this point. It's only 200. So those could go like so fast. Oh, and Rune with a 4-month sub. Thank you, Rune. The Runicorn, thank you. Let's see. It's Cobalt's fifth key. Fifth key on this track, Cobalt's fifth key. Hey, Chills. I'm good, thank you. I did another of my walks. So nice. Such a nice way to start the day. Go walk in the desert. Oh, and Brother Moody gifted a wrestle badly to Soda. Let's read it. Be careful of newspaper numbers and be careful of the new Fredita. Thanks. Watch out for the mango. The gym is trained outside the interior and runs 900 miles. After this sign, take a quick look at your life before your eyes. Take a quick look at your life before your eyes. Wow, getting existential here. Rune says, we had storm strike bursts of wind and pea-sized hail today. Watch, there's lots of sounds. There's still so many synth sounds. I know. I know. Yeah, I spend several hours just thinking about ideas for all this, for sounds, you know, and I sort of focus on the ones that were the quickest to implement. I have a bunch of other ideas we might do at some point, but there are ways. There are ways to make Tubi. I don't know. It's hard. Anything I do, it sort of potentially puts the finger on the scale in another direction, right? Because it's like, I hesitate to do something where it's impossible to have a song with all synths. Because sometimes it's fun to have a song that's all synth stuff, right? But the reality is that the way it's been going is almost every song is all synths. So I'm trying to figure a way that I can encourage more variety without forcing more variety, if that makes any sense. And I haven't. It's a little difficult because there's so many. Y'all only technically on the sound page there's only 11 categories, but effectively there's about 38 categories because some of those things you see on the sound page contain multiple subcategories, right? Bass. If you filter for bass, that includes both electric bass and synth bass and acoustic bass. So the bass category is 3 different categories within it, 3 subcategories. The other possibility, which maybe we'll try, is something called song. I had an idea called song themes a long time ago, 2 years ago, and I've never implemented it, which would be an unlock. It'd be sort of like the way we do orchestral, say, but instead what the unlocker does is the unlocker gets to choose the categories for each sound slot. And then chat still gets to request all the sounds, but that way theoretically someone could do a sound theme request where maybe one slot is acoustic bass, one slot is bells, one slot is rhythmic synth, one slot is brass, right? But chat still gets to make the request within that those parameters. Okay, let's see. Let's zero out. But so that's an idea that we might do at some point. That might, I don't know. Let's see. Let's zero out. Hey, Degus is here. I don't know if it's still true, but at one point, at one point, Digish had the most secret words of anybody, and I have a feeling that might still be true. Digish might be ahead of everybody. Digish is remarkably consistent with the secret word. And it's very easy since I haven't put anything on social recently, right? It's just, things have been crazy. Once I get back into a groove, we'll be good. But I'm not back in that groove yet. Okay, let's see. Thank you again, Muty. Oh, I'm still having a hard time knowing where my mouse is, but I'm getting that. I'll get used to that pretty quick, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. It's fade out. And our featured sound, here it is. Okay. Let's find our melody. And D-Mixolydian. I wonder if, no. Okay. Oh, why is that not showing? Oh, it's so nice to be able to just scroll over. It's so nice. Oh, I can't believe I didn't think to research this before. Okay. Let's see. L Father 5. And we'll tweak, it's gonna be sort of an experiment to sort of tweak how the rare marks work. I mean, I can totally change it. We'll just see how it works. And I might eventually create different rules for rare. Because one thing is that certain kinds of sounds, right, that are rarer within the category, right, within our library, it's not really necessarily fair to compare them to a sound, like basically any synth sound, we have so many of them, right? But we have only so many organ sounds. So of course an organ sound will be used more than a synth. So they need to be treated differently. They can't be treated the same. But I probably should add some more organ sounds. But we'll never, ever be able to have as many non-synth sounds as we have synth sounds, right? Because non-synth sounds are generally connected to real world instruments that actually exist. There's a finite number of them, whereas there is an infinite number of synth sounds that are possible, right? So they'll probably, it'll be an evolving process to figure out what gives us the best balance, encourages lots of new sounds being requested, less frequently used sounds being requested, but is also giving us a diverse sound palette that isn't just synths. Okay, we're going to use those notes at some point in the next improv. Our drum kit is the Roland TR-909. Oh no, is this going to work? Yeah, I guess it will. Okay, we got to sleep perchance to sleep perchance to what? To breathe. To sleep perchance to breathe from Megs. Oh, thanks, C. Casper. Thank you. Beauty says, is it possible to lock sounds like an unlock, sort of like orchestral? Let's say we pick a blues unlock and the only sounds we get are like organs and such. Yeah, so Muty, that's what I was talking about earlier when I said sound themes. So the idea, yeah, with sound themes, you'd be able to pick the kinds of sounds that could be on a song. So if you wanted a rock band instrumentation with, organ and electric bass and electric guitar sounds. Yeah, so it would be very, so instead of picking sounds for each slot, you would pick sound categories and then chat would get a request the sounds. So it would be sort of a, so yeah. That way we're not losing request slots, but we're allowing for sort of more, in a way more. One of the downsides of the way the show works now is that almost every song gets a bunch of synths on it. Almost every song has a pad and a lead. It's very rare we don't have at least a pad or a lead on a song, right? And so paradoxically, all of the freedom of the show means we have less variety than we would if there was a little more structure to the, So yeah, that'd be the way that sound themes could potentially address that challenge, while giving chat freedom to still request all sorts of stuff. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna beat the hour, Soda. I probably wouldn't have, but as soon as I saw your message, I became determined to. We're on a kick, a snare right there. Well, actually would need to be organized with a quiet delay between unlock and track. Yeah. But it's usually because I fill requests after the song ends. I don't think that'd ever be an issue because I'm not gonna get an unlock anyway. Yeah, it would always be for the next song, and we'd be talking. Yeah, so it'd always be at least the length of a song, I think, to find sounds in that category. And Tubi could help by saying, hey, we only have 2 sounds within this category we need. Please request some more so we have, so Tubi has more options. Okay, there's our first beat. And then we got month 5 sub from underscore. we got our beats. Sweet. Sounds, we have, from brooms, we have Tenacious Ninja Ferrets. Tenacious Ninja Ferrets. From underscore, we have Faye Flight. From Padre Cinco, polyethylene glycol. From Brother Me, we got Terra Kids. Terra Kids. It's the debut. How's this song not been used before? How's this sound not? Paul Dark Fantasy. And then Chill's Minimal Synth Pattern. Okay. So this is, can we see a date the sound was unlocked? Sadly, Soda, I don't think I have that data stored. What I have is the date that someone named it. Although it's not actually available till someone names it. I don't know if I have that for the very beginning, but I certainly for the last 6 or 9 months, I've got the date it was named. Yeah. 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 So yeah, that would not be very difficult to add. That would take me 5 minutes. I could probably do that. I think what I would on the sound page would say renamed by Exploded Soda on and then the date. Okay. Y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Oh yeah, there's some sounds that have been limbo for a long time. I mean, there are some sounds that have not been used in 3 years. Or part of the original sound library. Not very many. Not very many, but a few. Actually, a bunch. About 50. About a quarter of the sounds that have never been used have been were a part of the original sound library from the very beginning of the show. 3 years. These poor sounds. It's sort of tragic when you think about it. 3 years. And no one has ever requested these sounds. Oh, they gotta feel awful. Oh, they're probably all in therapy at this point. Feeling unloved, Ignored. Poor sounds. Oh man, I gotta hurry. I'm gonna beat the hour. Rune says adopt a sound. Yeah. Oh yeah, that guitar might trigger. Let me hide it. There's no guitar in here. Let's end this poll. Wow, so if we get to 1/3 of the goal by the end of first song, we get debut sound codes. Yes. Tubi will share them with chat. So it's public. So it's everyone has a chance at using them. So yes. It's not automatic. I will have to personally, I haven't designed to be automatic yet, but the script is ready to run. So yeah, if we hit the goal, tell me if I don't know and I will run the script. So 1/3, yeah, 1/3 to that. We got a new follow from Arcane Bump. Arcane Bump, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna beat the hour. I'm beating the hour. Don't worry, Brooms. I'm beating the hour. It's gonna happen. Oh, I gotta end the poll though. And is Tenacious Ninja Ferrets. Broom 17 sound Tenacious Ninja Ferrets. Okay. Here we go. It is time. Easily beating the hour. Got 2 minutes to go. Time to etceterate.
Hey there, I'm the Etc. Kid, and this is Jiffy Starchild, and we are at the Point Isabel Dog Park, which is pretty much Jiffy's favorite place in the world. I want to take this opportunity while my future self is getting ready to welcome any new folks who are in chat. If this is your first time watching the show, it might seem a little overwhelming at first, but it's actually really simple once you figure things out. The easiest way to get started is to type !drums in chat to have yourself turned into a rhythm in one of our upcoming songs. But there's so many different things you can request. You get to help name the songs here. You get to help write the script of our channel's bot. We do all sorts of community things in Discord. So yeah, please stick around and welcome to the Etceterati. Hi, if this is your first time watching and you came in during the music, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you were listening to is a live musical improvisation, meaning I was making it up as I went along from scratch. But I got a ton of help from chat. Chat shows the sounds I was using, the speed of the music, I turn people's names into drum rhythms. So everything I do grows out of and is inspired by the contributions you guys make in chat. There are many ways to participate. The easiest way to get involved right away is type !drums for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs. But you can also help name the songs we create here. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community projects on our Discord. So we got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but I hope you'll stick around, take a leap of faith, and you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you in chat.
Apparently I'm on social media. If you follow me there, you'll find highlights from the show, stripped down arrangements of old songs, poetry recitations, behind the scenes photos, portraits of Jiffy Starchild, thoughts on the creative process, and a whole lot more. Stuff like this. My name is Detective J Star, and I've been working this beat for as long as I can remember. I was up against my toughest case yet, and I was stuck. Nothing added up. So I decided to retrace my steps, go back and sniff around the block where it all started. I saw a couple alley cats up to no good, showed them my badge. You see anything out of the ordinary? They just shrugged. Then I smelled him, one of those newfangled postmen, trying to blend in with that brown uniform. Sure, my eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell a postal carrier a mile away. I didn't have a warrant, but this fool didn't even have a door on his truck. Might as well have thrown down a welcome mat. Thanks for those kelps. Is that, you know what it is? Wait, did I not? Oh, I'm not in the right place. There we go. That's better. Oh, thanks, Casper. Thank you. Oh, Casper, do you like to be C Casper or Casper? Casper? Should I say both C's? Wow, so has ever noticed that the odds are louder in the show? I know, so I know, it's not the way it's supposed to be, but I guess that's the stereotype, right? Not stereotype, that's how it usually is done. But I don't mean it to be that way, but okay, titles. It's been on my list, Soda. It's been on my list to address it. I know it's ahead. I don't want people to have to keep turning up and down, but I'm not sure exactly how to address it. Well, I think I just need to turn them down all across the board. They're pretty consistently louder, right? Like they're all louder. So I could just turn them all down, right? Beauty says, I don't know if camera 2 is intentionally pointed at the light show, but love the shot of your silhouette. It was not, but I noticed that and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. I think what would be sweet with camera 2, well, camera 3 is going to start moving again. It will start moving again, but camera 2, I think if I actually, believe it or not, have a pan, a motorized pan. I don't know if it can go slow enough, but if it can go really slow, it would be cool to just have that camera very slowly pan back and forth, you know? I think that'd be pretty sweet. Because it looks cool from almost every different angle. You get different perspectives, you know, you get all the monitors in one shot. Yeah, next time we'll get all the monitors. But this, I don't know what it is, it just turns of its own volition. It always wants to go over there. Dom says the Nosferatu video is really loud. Yeah. You know, let me do this right now. Let's see. No, I have to create a new. Okay, I know what I can do. I'll do it after the show. I'll turn it down. I can't just do it immediately because it'll affect other things that we don't want to turn down, but... Okay, titles. Casper with floating in particles. Cobalt making landfall. The Runicorn police line do not cross. Broom 17 lizard hair. Brother Meaty, Prometheus's gift of fire. Dom Butcher Shop Blues. Oh, Brother Bob, Vera Baby's here. 12-month sub. Tier 3. Thanks, Brother Bob. It's good to see you. Thank you. And wow, Soda with the donations. So let's get them some butt sounds. Oh, we were close. We were very close. Thanks, Wow Soda. Oh, and I'm gonna double up Wow Soda. Well, Soda, now you have enough, you can unlock a new sound and debut that new sound. With your double. Bam Badly, Brother Meaty gifted a Bam Badly to Dom. Dome Daddy 64 meets his new band Under the Sea Muse. He is known for his incredible music and avant-garde commentary. You can remember them when Timmons and Supreme hit Mars, a new song and a song called Under the Stroke of a Malaphon. And then Brother Meaty gifted a Band Badly to Degish. News, D-Gag has been added to Chapman's Cheese Group. Imagine playing a McCartney classic. Oh, I can. They were found on a boat of God in the Golden Cloud of Venice. Their song Smoke Doll was in building number 8. Building number 8. Can someone do that as a venue? Building number 8. Thanks, Brother Meaty, for those gifted Bam Badlies. Oh yeah, I should look for that panning thing. I have so many things in this little note thing I take during the show with exclamation points that I'm supposed to do right away, and I scroll down and I see just one after another that hasn't been done. Okay, let's see. Some other titles. Wow Soda, That Which Is Not Tangible. Paul with Obsidian Tooth Jazz. We got a new fall from Edmund Dontus. Thanks, Edmund. Thank you. Let's see. Doug Debug is now Doug. Cobalt says, hey kid, here's some moolah. Save penny for your thoughts. Do you have family or friends that watch the show? Or if you could choose one famous musician, dead or alive, to listen to the show and give you their 2 cents, who would it be? Well, first off, thank you for the donation. Thank you. I do. My parents are regular viewers. They don't watch. They just watch little bits of it. And I have a few friends who watch it. I haven't told that many people that I know. You know, there's like weird things about streaming that are security things, and it just, I generally try to keep those two worlds very separate. But if you could choose one famous musician, dead or alive, to listen to the show and give you their 2 cents, who would it be? Man, I have no idea. I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't know. There are many musicians that famous musicians I would love to have guest on the show. I think if I could pick one musician to hang out with, he's no longer alive. I think did he pass away before I was even born? He might have. I can't remember what year he died. I would love to hang out with Cannonball Adderley. Cannonball Adderley is one of my favorite saxophonists, one of my favorite musicians. What I love about him is, when he plays, to me it's the sound of joy, just pure joy, not a spiritual joy per se, like which maybe he was, but to me it's a very extroverted, just sociable joy, and he did a lot of live albums, and I have a bunch of his live albums, and he's really funny too. He'll talk before and after songs, and he just seems just such a fun, cheerful fellow. I would love to be able to hang out with Cannonball Adderley. Okay. Most musicians are probably not the best to hang out with, though. I can't, like a lot of musicians have some pretty, myself included, have issues. I'm sure Cannonball had his share of issues also. But thanks Cobalt, for the donation. Rune says, how are you with Sun Ra? I dig Sun Ra. Yeah. I dig Sun Ra. One of the first times I heard baritone, one of the only times I've heard baritone played in jazz, is a baritone. I don't know if it was a baritone or euphonium player, but with Sun Ra. I still remember it because I was like, nobody plays baritone, and then there's somebody playing baritone. in my experience, rock musicians talk way too much about gear when you hang out with other rock musicians. Classical musicians rarely talk about gear. Jazz musicians do a little bit, but I have a very low threshold for talking about gear, where if I pass it, I start to get really down. It just depresses me. So I have to be careful about hanging out with musicians and talking about, hey, a little bit is fine. A little bit of talking about gear is okay. It can be fun and interesting, but when it just goes on and 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 on for hours and then days and then months, it just wears me down. Let's see. Let's end this poll. And it's Rune. Rune, of course, named it Police Line Do Not Cross. Thanks, Rune. Rune has named it. Police Line Do Not Cross. My theory as to why musicians often talk about gear a lot is that it's something very tangible. It's very clear cut, right? It's this thing you can touch. It's it's just easy to talk about it. And I think it's much, much, much harder to talk about music. You can talk about the theoretical aspects of music, right? And that also gets me down, talking about that too much. And I think it's that a lot of times rock musicians don't have a lot of theoretical background, which, as y'all know, I don't think is necessarily important at all. And I think but they want to talk about music. And so what do they talk about? They talk about gear. Because it's very difficult for anybody, I think, to talk about the music itself. I try, because that's something that's very important, but I struggle too, because it's this thing, it's so abstract. It's not something you can touch. It's funny on YouTube, there's all these people who will deconstruct songs, and they'll say, this is why this is an amazing song. This is why this works. And you could take everything they say and create a new song following everything they said. And that new song won't necessarily resonate at all in the same way as the other song. Because all those theoretical things, they miss the magic that we can't explain, Pop music is one of the best examples of magic, because most pop music is so simplistic from a theoretical point of view, right? It's so simple. So there's magic that makes one song just work. It's magic. You cannot deconstruct it. If you could, then you'd be able to do it over and over and over again. It doesn't work that way, though. There's magic. Oh, Casper with a sub. Thanks, Casper. Tom says, with music theory, it's not why something is good. It's good because it sounds good. It just gives words to ideas that show up live. Yeah, music theory, my position on music theory is that it is something that can be valuable, but isn't by definition valuable. It isn't by definition necessary. Music theory is going to change what you can do. It will not necessarily make what you do better. It'll just make it different. Let's see. First request to type Casper's First Sound. Casper's First Sound coming up. And Doug's 1000th. 1000th song. Okay. It's so funny, I'm already taking for granted the fact that I can move between these computers with one mouse. Well, I mean, I'm forgetting, but I'm acknowledging how amazing it is. I can't believe I did 600 shows before doing this. Is amazing. This is it's like my quality of life as streaming has jumped. This is so awesome. See, I'm talking about gear. Look at me. Oh no, what have I become? Cobalt says, how do you extend a song on Ableton? I'm not sure what you mean. Extend a song. Let's zero out. The way I use Ableton, I'm using loops, so theoretically the song will go forever. If I don't press stop, the song will go until the computers die or the sun burns out, whichever comes first. I don't have to do anything to extend it. It is, by definition, it's gonna go forever. Okay, let's zero out. We are zeroed out. Gosh, it's nice you come. I remember when struggled with the old place, your AC. Yeah, 3 years of AC problems. It's not that much cooler here, but it is definitely better. It's definitely better. The problem is I just have so many things generating heat. Unicorn says, you are the not talk about gear hero until you become the talk about gear villain, a way of the world. Yeah. Let's see, import. Cole says, I've just been doing 4-bar loops. So Cobalt, what you might have been asking, there's 2 different views on Ableton Live. There's session view and arrangement view. And I use session view, which is good for what I'm doing, which is live performance where I don't know how long the song's going to be. I don't know how long each section's going to be. I'm making it all up right on the spot. If you're trying to construct songs, you're going to probably want to eventually end up in the arrangement view. I don't have almost any experience using the arrangement view in Ableton Live, so I'm probably not the best to answer those kind of questions. I might even have referred to them opposite of what they are. I think people in chat, Rodigish is giving you some suggestions. Yeah, I tend to use Logic if I'm doing composition, and I like Ableton for idea generation and live performance. But that's just my personal It's mainly because I have a lot more experience using Logic, so using arrangement, I could do almost anything I could do in Logic. I know Logic, so that's what I use. Here's our featured sound. Oh, thanks. A donation from Dom. Dom says, hashtag download, incredible new feature added. Looking forward to hearing lots more debuts and rare sounds. Also, can we get a swinger 12/7 on this track? For sure. For sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dom. Thank you. Thank you, Dom. Uh-oh. We might not have any drums on this track. Oh no, there they are. What BPM are? Let's do 12/8. Yeah, we haven't done 12/8 in a while. Oh, it might not look right on screen. On screen. Oh, it did. It sort of looks okay. Oh, and Dom has a beat. First, let's do our melody. We're in D flat Dorian, and the seed is blues. And that's from Dom. Nice. Okay, we'll use those notes. At some point, our next improv, our drum kit on this track is the... Oh, I got a double dude. I got to double the dude. That's right. Thank you. I need to code this, don't I? Still haven't coded it. Give 5 at Dom. VD says, speaking of gear, what was the first piece of gear you had to fix and really messed with your sanity? I try to forget all of my painful experiences with the gear. I try to force them from my memory. I still don't, my B flat on the road still doesn't work. This note still doesn't work. There's a couple notes up there that still don't work. I tend to work around problems. I mean, if I had unlimited budget, everything would be fixed, right? But I don't, and I don't have unlimited time. So most trombone players, if they played my trombone right now, they would be horrified. They would be so horrified because a trombone should be just the smoothest of action. Just no resistance whatsoever. Mine right now, it's barely playable. I forget what happens. You request trombone, and then I'm like, oh man, this is really hard to play, and then I forget about it, and then you request again. I go, oh man, this is really hard to play, and then I forget about it. But it is not easy. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, this is the instrument that theoretically, the only instrument that I really achieved sort of what I would consider from a jazz, I reached professional mastery only on this instrument. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I have to fight with the trombone to get those notes. I have to say, hey, trombone, do what I say. Even though you don't want to. We're going to play an E flat now. Regardless of all that resistance you're giving me, I'm going to override it. We're playing an E flat. Okay, let's do our, sorry, I'm talking a lot, aren't I? Okay, first beat on the Trip Hop remix kit. Here it is. Here is Dom. I was very proud of myself after just sort of accepting that the melodica was incredibly out of tune for the first year and a half, I finally spent 2 hours tuning it. Back in about 9 months ago. Now it's out of tune again, and you mean I have to do it again? I thought I could do it once and never have to do it again. Oh, that's sweet. First beat, thank you, Dom. And then we have, this is media always makes me work. I have no idea. Oh, Tuesday the 17th. I was trying to spell a word. I was thinking Tulse, Tulls, Tulf, Tult. First I thought, was it Tulip? Tulip? Okay, we got our. Oh, that's sweet. I love these beats. Okay, we got our beats. Let's check out these sounds. First up, Brother Blues Electric Love. And then we have from Paul from Use McName, you got Filtered Nirvana. From Casper, Indonesian Gamelan Gongs. From the Runicorn, Oegra's Dissonant Bells. From Room 17, Sergeant Jiffy's Lonely Hearts Club Sound. And G Bill Cloud Shimmer. That's a great pad. That's a great pad. Only used 13 times. Okay. Y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Some of y'all don't know what this Ship Snacks reference is, but Ship Snacks was well, still was a mod. One of our original mods, and it was thanks to Ship Snacks that I got onto Discord. It was on her encouragement that I started the Discord. I think I first did a mod Discord, then we added a viewer Discord. And then I think she moved somewhere a totally opposite time zone. Okay, let's end this poll. And we got a three-way tie. And it's Cloud Shimmer. Oh, and Dom gifted a friend badly to Muty. You can sign up for the event tonight. You can sign up for the event tonight. Okay. Here we go. It is time. Time to accelerate. You might have noticed that our bot, To Be or Not to Bot, aka Tubi, is quite an active part of our channel. And that's because y'all can help write what it says. We call it Bot Talk, and there's a lot of different things you can do with it. An easy way to get started is with !bot space random, and using that command you can submit a random thing for Tubi to say at some point during a future show. If you want to dig deeper into Bot Talk, there's variables, option sets, multi-part messages, and more. It's just another way you can share your creativity with our community.
Hi, if this is your first time watching and you came in during the music, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you just heard was a live musical improvisation, meaning I was making up the music from scratch as I went along, but I got a ton of help from you guys in chat. You guys chose all the sounds I was using, the speed of the music. I turned your names into drum rhythms that powered the song. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs. But that's only the beginning. There are many different ways to participate and share your creativity. You don't need any musical background. You get to help name all the songs we created in the show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community things on our Discord. So we got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you stick around, you will figure it out super fast. So welcome to the Etceterati.
It's a dark and stormy night. You awaken to the sound of comically large shoes stamping up the stairs. This isn't the first time. And you know those shoes are attached to the body of a terrifying clown wearing night vision goggles, holding a cherry cream pie with your name smeared all over it. After last time, you purchased the VX75 pie helmet. It could have protected you, but you can't find it in the pitch dark. And as that cherry cream pie strikes you directly between the eyes, all you can think is if only you'd had the ETC bulb nightlight. Things move pretty fast in ETC world, but you can keep up on everything on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Discord. You'll find fun content like what you're about to see.
Okay, this is my uncover of the song. It's a Long Way to Tipperary. It's from 1912.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye to Piccadilly, goodbye to Leicester Square. It's a long way to Tipperary, but my heart is always there.
Thanks for those calps. Thank you. There's some minor blues for Dom. Titles: RageMadeFlesh, As the Light Goes Out, Doug, The Language Before Time, Wow Wow Soda, Awakening What's Left of the Stars, Aqua, Molten Cavern, Broom 17, Nevermind, Paul, Remorse for My Home World. Oh, thanks, Dom. Thank you. Oh, hydrate. Thanks. Thanks, Beauty. Let me shout out some other titles from Brother Midi. David Crimson Redbird shoes, polished shoes, and the rest in gold dog cabinet measured by Casper. Casper with translucent melodies. Room 17, open the portal. RageMadeFlesh, the Rainbow Bridge. Dug wood in the forest. Dom in the depths of my being. Wow Wow Soda, it's here. The Runicorn Merging Birds. Paul Whim of the Wisp. Aqua, Angelic Angles of Heaven, and Cobalt Minutes to Live. Oh, Moody Tuesday. Gear related? Yeah, that works. Yeah, Moody Tuesday theme. Find an image of some sort of gear. It doesn't have to be music gear, it could be just any sort of thing that would qualify as gear that best reflects your current state of mind. And paste the image into Discord with hashtag Moody Tuesday. Hint, when you're looking for these, you can do Google image search and you can put in gear and you put random other words, whatever your mood is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm still figuring out the mix in here. The instruments are so loud. Sometimes the instruments are too quiet. Okay. I was so asked about the noise. So far, it's fine. So far, it's okay. Oh, good night, Casper. Okay, let's end this poll. And it is Soda. Soda has named it Awakening What's Left of the Stars. Awakening What's Left of the Stars. Oh, let's do this poll I've been doing periodically. If you've already voted, you're welcome to vote again. Whatever your last vote is going to be what counts. Oh, I screwed up. No, not that button. Oh, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? Okay. So we've been doing 6 days a week, 6 music shows a week. I don't think that that's wise for me to do indefinitely. Which means we're going to cut one of the music shows. I think we're still going to do 6 shows. The 6th show will probably be a storytelling or some other kind of show. Maybe it'll be a music production show. I'm not sure. Or it'll vary. So the question is, would you watch more hours of the music show if it's on a Monday or on a Saturday? Or it really is no different to you? He says instrument cleaning show. Okay. We'll probably do the poll once more, but it is so far the results are fairly overwhelming. There's a clear choice. Well, no, I guess it's not as dramatic as it was last time, actually. Huh. Dallas, did you clean your trombone and stream once? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Do I have any slide? Oh, I don't have any. I don't have anything to clean it with though. Am I trying to rap? What is this track? What is this nonsense? What is this song from? Somewhere in the song command. When is this from? Am I singing? It sounds like I'm singing through something. Am I singing through the... ...2018. So if anyone's curious, they can go onto YouTube and find that song and... Oh, it's through the kazoo? Oh man, I've got all this... Okay, this next track is going to feature first request. Aqua's first melody and first key. Oh boy. Casper's 5th song, Kai Guy's 5th drum loop, Lex Dezia's 5th drum loop, and Cobalt's 25th song. Oh man, my fingers. Do I have, I don't have anything in here, do I? Muty's an expert on hip hop. Are there any rappers that rap in their own language? Entirely in their own language? It was the Vuvu? I was using like a megaphone. There needs to be some, I mean, there are? I got 0 out. I mean the language that only they speak, that no one else in the world speaks but them. So like what I do, and what say the singer for Sigur Rós does. There's not very many people who do this. I can only, actually Sigur Rós and me are the only people I can think of who regularly sing in our own language. I'm sure there are others, but those are the only two that I can think of. Yeah. It's not common. I don't mean scat. Scat is different, right? When I scat, yeah, it's different. When I'm scatting, I'm not singing in my own language. I'm scatting. Work says Lisa Gerard does that. Lisa Gerard, I'm gonna have to check it out. Lisa Gerard. It's not rap. Doms is what makes it different. I mean, I realize it might not sound different, but when I'm singing, when I'm scatting, when I'm scatting, Dom, I'm thinking like I'm a trumpet player or a saxophone. When I first started scatting, I was not influenced by singers at all. 0%. I was exclusively influenced by trumpet players, saxophone players, and guitar players in jazz. So for me, scatting is soloing with my voice in the way a trumpet player or sax player, improving, right? When I sing song, I mean, I've been trying to add lyrics, over the last 6 months, so I don't do this as much, but a lot of times when I'm singing melodies, repeated motifs, there I'm thinking not as much like an instrumentalist and more like a vocalist, where I'm singing words, but they're not words you can understand. When I'm scatting, I'm not thinking about words at all. I'm thinking 100% about sound. I know, I forget what I just said there. The key difference is that when I am what I consider scatting, I am using my voice in the way I would play trumpet or saxophone. But when I'm singing melodies and I'm not singing lyrics, I'm singing like a singer. Does that make any sense? It might sound the same to y'all, but psychologically it's different for me. Dom says, do you think of syllables more when you would scat? Yeah. In a way, yeah, I think about, yeah, exactly. So, if I build up this nice track with pads and it's sort of, I'm not gonna be going zwi da ba da do it ba da, right? I'm gonna do that over more of. I'm gonna sing more of a melody, where it's less percussive and it's more flowy, more like a vocalist, right? Because you don't hear very much music. There's very little music with lyrics that sounds like scatting. The exception being some jazz singers like Bobby McFerrin sometimes will sound like that, or Lambert, Hendricks, and Ross will do that sometimes, but rarely does it sound like scatting to my ear. I've never really thought about it, Dom, so I don't think I'm articulate. I might, if I thought about it more, I might disagree with what I'm saying right now. So I'm just talking off the cuff. But to me, scat singing, the way I scat sing, is very vertical, right? I tend to go across very large registers. I'll go low, I'll go super high, huge range. I guess I do that in other kinds of singing too, but I do it more in scatting. And when I'm singing melodies, I'm usually, not that scatting isn't a melody, but it's just a different kind of melody, I guess, usually. I don't know. I'm sure there's a million exceptions to what I'm saying. Muti says, lots of hip hop is dominated by slang, so there's some groups that use a whole lot of made up words in that sense, but none that I know of that make music with just non-word sounds. So what you're saying, Muti, is there's an opening for me in hip hop. There's a niche I could fill for all the hip hop fans that don't care about lyrical content at all. They're there solely for the flow. I'm gonna capture that market. It's solely for the flow. The funny thing is that I'd be that kind of person. I generally don't really listen to lyrics in any kind of music. I very much listen to what's behind the lyrics. I love the human voice. I love it. I love how words shape the sound, right? It's amazing, because you can't do that with a trumpet or a saxophone or trombone. You can certainly do articulations that vary it, but you don't have the same sort of expressive ability that words just shape and sculpt sound. But to me, that's true regardless of the language or whether I understand the lyrics or not. It's an amazing thing. So when I listen to hip hop, what really gets me is not the lyrics. It's the flow, the way they approach rhythm. I think hip hop's really one of the things that's really cool about hip hop that is I think a lot more obvious than people might hear often in traditional pop music and singing, is the way in which hip hop artists, their position with rhythm, how that is so much sort of their personality as a performer, right? Because in jazz, you often will hear some musicians play very behind on the beat. They're behind where the drummer is, or they're ahead of where the drummer is, or sometimes the drummer is behind everyone. Where you position yourself on the beat is a huge part of what makes someone sound the way they do in jazz. And I think in hip hop that's also true. The way, and some of it is stylistic, obviously, where certain styles tend to be. But even within certain styles, the way in which rappers handle rhythm is so different from one rapper to another. It's amazing how different it is. It's something that you'll often, there's things that I forget what they're called, grooves. There's these techniques in electronic music production where you can take you basically convert an audio rhythm of a drummer to sort of capture the feel of that drummer, and then you apply it to your sequence drums or to other instruments on your track. You sort of take their rhythmic feel, and I feel like you could do that same thing with so many rappers with their delivery to get such different feels in your music. Okay, enough talking. Let's see. Import tracks. We got a featured sound. Hey, Socks. Oh, you commissioned that. Thank you. Hey, awesome. Math, and it's Matthew. Matthew. Matt says, how many days is the word David see? Too many days. I'm embarrassed. Meaty says, so true. Old Dirty was one of the most foul-mouthed, and his phrasing was all over the track, and even saying mid-song, totally off-key, but it fits the flow so well, it might be funk and hip-hop form. Yeah, there's something, some musicians can be sloppy perfectly sloppy. And it's a beautiful thing. There's whole genres of music that are defined by being, by my definition, perfectly sloppy. And being perfectly sloppy is one of these things that is almost impossible the more technical skill you have. It becomes so difficult to be perfectly sloppy once you have a lot of skills. And then some people are just sloppy, right? It takes a while to sort of find that. But there are some a lot of early funk, I would say, is perfectly sloppy. They are not tight at all, but it grooves so hard even though they aren't. It grooves because of the way in which they're not. Like the meters, early meters is, I mean, it's magic what they're doing. It's magic. Perfectly sloppy. Okay, melody. Oh wait, we gotta feature sound first. Our melody is for hydro, aqua, excuse me. We're in Dorian, excuse me. There we go. Use those notes at some point. Our next improv, our drum kit on this track is the Deep House Kit. Let's see. First beat is for Kai Guy. Here is Kai Guy. speed guy. And then we have Lexadesia. Back when I was building the drum generator, and I still want to do this, I wanted to add some humanization controls, and I just haven't had time to ever do it. That would intentionally make it less perfect. That's the thing about drum machines, is they are well, some hardcore dance people will say that they're, obsessed about making them even more perfect. But from my point of view, relative to humans, they are incredibly accurate. But you don't necessarily want that always. I've done things in production where when I was actually composing stuff, where one trick I like to use is if the measure, the drums are one, this is one bar. What you're looking at the screen is one bar, okay? And the clock of the computer is always going to be steady, right? One thing I like to do, I can't do it on the show, I don't have a way to do this live, is have the drummer speed up over the course of the 4 beats. And then when it gets to beat 1 again, it slows back down. So the drummer's sort of pushing into each beat 1. That's something that you'll hear drummers do sometimes. Another thing you'll hear drummers do, and musicians in general do, that computers don't do unless you tell them, is generally speed up when you get to the chorus, drop back down when you get back to the verse, or sometimes reverse. Tempo is always in a state of flux. And when I've done things in the past where I was composing, I would map tempo changes, very subtle, it might just be between, say, 100 and 105, but so that there's sort of some life and movement to it. And I've wanted to do that on the show, but I just haven't. Another thing I haven't had time to develop, but it would I think it would add a lot to the improv if I could vary the drums more than I do. But okay, let's see. Let's do our sounds. Sib says, slight variations in timing serve to make the music more interesting. It's the basis of chorus and delay effects. Human mind easily grows bored of perfect consistency, same when studio engineers add saturation to a track. Early on, the first year or so of the show, I used to do something a lot. I don't do it as much anymore, but this is something you rarely see people do, is I would put delays on the master. So I would put a delay on all of the music, right? Not just a single track, not one delay for this sound, one delay for this sound. I would put one delay on the entire track. And the reason I use that technique, I don't do it as often anymore, but the reason I use it is I found that it was a way to ramp up energy without simply just increasing volume. It sort of in a way increases volume, but in a way that it makes the mix muddier. That's why you'll almost never see people do that. It's a very sloppy thing to do from a music production standpoint. But from an energy point of view, I found it really helped to ramp up energy. Domsky, do it for this track. It doesn't always. It really has to be the right situation. I don't know if I feel like it could work, I might do a little bit of it. Yeah, if I remember. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but. Oh, I didn't demo these sounds. Whoops. Okay, we got Unstable Funky Overture from Doug. That's an awesome sound. Paul with acid edge bass. But there are lots of compromises I make on this show from a music production standpoint that I do as a sacrifice for the sake of energy and performance. And it's very conscious sometimes. I will do something knowing that the audio quality is going to suffer for what I'm doing. However, I'm doing it because the energy I'll be able to increase the energy. Let's see, acid, and then we got Digish is 68 cents. Angel Bells from the Runicorn. Cobalt, a nighttime rave at the planetarium. And then GD Bill, oh, it's a massive sound. Oh, and that's a debut. Look at that, a debut for Cobalt. And then we got Fall Attitude. Oh, hey, Brio G. Brio G says your statement about energy is super cool to hear about. If you know Handrin, oh yeah, Handrin for sure. Yeah, welcome. It's great to have you here. Great to have you. Here is Fall Attitude. Be ready for this. This is a killer sound. If I remember, when did we last use it? Oh, not that long ago. But it's only been used 8 times. Okay, nice set of sounds. Y'all pick which sound's gonna start the improv. Oh wait, I didn't even start the poll. I messed it all up. Well, that's okay. We're just gonna go with Fall Attitude. Oh wait, is it a tie? Oh no, we can still do the poll. We can still do the poll. Okay, just okay. Now you can vote. Now vote. I messed it up. Oh wait. Oh, now I really messed it up. Set as current poll. Okay, begin poll. But yeah, welcome Brio G. Let me know or chat know if you have any questions. I won't be in chat once the song starts, but so if you have questions, I'm sure other people can answer. Let's do a title inspiration. We haven't done one today, right? I want to follow from Brio G. Thanks, Brio. Thanks for that follow. Title inspiration. Let's do. This is always fun. Alliteration. Alliteration. So if you so choose to use the title inspiration, you use alliteration in your title. So what is alliteration? It's adjacent or closely connected sounds. Sorry, adjacent or closely connected words start with the same letter or sounds, like soaring swordfish. Okay, ending the poll. And it's a tie. Let's break this tie. Digish is 68 cents. Okay, here we go. It is time. Time to etceterate. So I'm down in my basement, and believe it or not, I was originally planning on doing the show down here until I realized that my roommates wouldn't have been super happy with that. But it does serve as an interesting backdrop while I welcome any new folks who just came in. What you're about to hear is a live musical improvisation, meaning I'm going to make up some music from scratch on the spot. But I'll be getting a ton of help from chat. Chat will give me the sounds to use, the speed of the music. I'll be turning people's names into drum beats and drum fills. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs we do. But as soon as this song starts, if you have a creative title idea, you can suggest it with !title and the name. But that's on the beginning. There are many different ways you can participate here and share your creativity. We do fun community projects on our Discord. So I know it might seem a little overwhelming at first, but I hope you'll stick around, take a leap of faith, and you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you.
Hey, I'm the Etc. Kid, and I'm walking with a selfie stick looking like a fool, hoping I don't trip. Also, I can tell all the new folks in chat, first off, welcome. This show can seem a little complicated at first, but if you stick around, you'll figure it out really fast. The easiest way to get involved right away is to type !drums in chat, and then I'll turn you into a rhythm on one of our upcoming songs. And there's many other things you can request. You can help name the songs we create on this show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community things on Discord. So there's so many ways to participate. Welcome. Welcome to the Etc. Okay, outtake. Welcome to the Etc. There we go.
So it took me a while, but I've finally jumped on the social media bandwagon. You'll find me on some new up-and-coming platforms like Friendster and MySpace. I just created a new Vine account. I post highlights from the show on there, old songs, poetry recitations, behind-the-scene photos, content like this. So we've got 2 shows left in the Oakland studio. I thought I'd give you a quick tour so you can see where I've been for the last 3 years. Okay, here's the storage area and also my collection of empty boxes. And then you can sort of see how the studio is a room built within this bigger room. Oh, there's Jiffy. Hey, Jiffy. Here's our big studio door. We got 2 doors. There's the studio. And then we have our, this is sort of the kitchen area, and sometimes I work out here. But yeah, there's the studio. I hope to see you tonight and tomorrow in chat. And then I'm gonna be away for about a week, and I'll be back on the air on September 3rd at the new location. Thank you for those calps, thank you. Title Sib Zazzling with the Zoozleman. Doug Robot Saloon in the Electric Spittoon. Aqua Cult of Continuation. And Brother Boat is here with Grey Grass. Hey, Brother Boat. Room 17 Breaking Tubi and underscore drums and music. You're lucky that I somehow got it figured out that something was going on, because if I hadn't, Tubi had, by the time I realized something was going wrong, Tubi had queued up already 20, or was it something like 2,500 messages with continued in them and was generating more. I'm not sure what it was, but I did see something weird. In one of the titles, when I was doing titles, Soda, did you put some sort of weird character in? You did a badly? So I copied so I saw that. Did you ever get the badly back from Tubi? Did you ever get it back? Because I got it. And what's weird, Soda, is I put in Atom, a text editor, and it's weird in that it shows up as one. You did get it? It's this weird symbol. It's showing up as it looked like this. This is what it looked like. I don't know if it's going to go into chat or not. Maybe I'm going to break Twitch by doing this. I hope not. So it was a super long that. I don't know if that was the one that was the issue, but it might have had nothing to do with what you did. Although the continued. So here's my theory, Soda. My theory is that. So Tubi does those continued messages when it has a message for chat that is too long for the Twitch limit. Right? So it then breaks it up and it has a continued message. So I think what happened is that whatever Barney Google returned to Tubi was basically a massively long, as far as Tubi saw it, it was this thing that was epically long. Epically long. So Tubi kept, but it was invisible characters that Tubi couldn't put into chat. And so it kept doing continued messages because they couldn't fit it. And they would do another one and then another one and then another one. That's all I could, that's my theory. I don't know. What am I looking for? I shouldn't have put that in chat. Did I break something? Is that a bad thing that I put in? Let's see. Okay. Oh, we have some bad baddies. Muty gifted to. Muty gifted a band badly to Chugger. PogChamp. Chugger has added waste, dirt, and laundry. Imagine a cross between Miles Davis and Bled, but in a rock style. They started the club in hell. Their latest track, The Ladybug Thermometer, is so terrible that every cassette they produce has to do 869, two criminal groups. And Brother Meaty gifted a Bam Badly to me. Grab your ETC Kid logo and be ready to call the wrong side of the couple. Critics loved but hated music for the best described stand-up comedy and rap. Waitery dance recording through big music. Press your feet to breathe under hypnosis. Squirrel flare. And then Brother Meaty gifted to HD AquafoxHD. Insurance director Just Ulysses. There are a few minimalist bands, but he knows from time to time that his music sounds like modern gray grass. He recently signed a record letter from 75 Callaway Records. New tracks about Old Jawed have already been sold 97 186 305 digitally. Translate, subscript, translate. So we should do I'll do a filter on how many messages did Tubi do before I caught it? What are all the characters we need for translation messages? I guess just filter 125. Yeah, there were 2,000 more. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, Z. Did I get them all? I have this somewhere. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's give it all the punctuation and brackets. Oh, quotes are not going to work. I'll escape the quote. Pipe. Close. That should be enough, right? Let me know if I missed a letter, and whenever you get your badly translated, you're missing a letter. Oh, y'all are trying to break Tubi again? Oh wait, I probably need an @ sign, right? Need the @ sign, that's important. Oh, I did get the @ no, I did the @ sign. Whoops. Dom with a donation with a message, just that symbol. Thanks, thank you, Dom. Thank you, Dom, thank you. Should I try to break it again? Should we try it? Should I put that symbol in a message, see what happens? Let's see what happens. Oh wait, no, did it create, it was after it created the bot message. Let's try it. Should we try to break it again? Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's find, so where was chat? Okay. Yeah, there's definitely some weird thing in there. Okay, let's try to break. Here's Tubi's gonna try to do it. See what happens. There it goes. So this is how I trigger it. So I was right. I was right where the error is happening. So what I did, Soda, is I pasted in your so Barney Google translated your did your bad translation, and it created a chat request. So there's a table which has a request, and so it successfully did that. Where Tubi got tripped up is when Tubi tried to share it in chat, right? That's when it tried to break the message into multiple parts. But it saw it as having I guess Tubi saw it as infinitely long. When it created a loop trying to break it into little parts, it saw it as infinitely long. And so it kept doing continue over and over again. So the way I verified it was I just created a new message for Tubi to put into chat, and I just pasted it in. And as soon as Tubi tried to paste it in chat, it started doing it, yeah. I wonder if that's a known issue in because I remember things about this before. They'll say, you know, it would be on your iPhone. If you type this one character, it breaks your iPhone. You know, so it's something like that. Yeah, so what happens is when there's a script called create bot message, which is it creates a message for Tubi to put into chat. And within that script is a loop. And the loop is necessary in case the message is too large to send as one message. And so it basically loops over and over until it's sent every part of the message. Normally it never loops at all because it's very rare that a message is so long it has to be broken up. And in that message, what it's doing is it's calculating where it needs to break the message up, and then it turns that into a new message that's with all that's left that needs to be done. So I think what was happening is that Tubi kept trying to break the message up, but its length wasn't changing for whatever reason. And so it was just forever gonna do it forever. I think it would have done it forever. It was an infinite loop. So it's still a vulnerability because okay, anyway. Avio Muva. We got a follow from Avio Muva. Thanks, Avio. Matthew is back to socks. Oh no. No worries, Soda. It was never could have predicted that would happen for the translations. This is, I was gonna give Fool. I messaged Fool. I'm gonna give, I'll give Fool another day or so, and if Fool is not here, then we'll release it. But the Emperor's New Sound. But I do want to give Fool the first chance if possible. Okay. Let's actually, I want to try one other thing with this bug. Let's see, what if... Yeah, text editors have an issue with this. It's hard to even select single characters. It can't tell if it's one character or multiple characters. Weird. Okay, let's end this poll. Oh wow. Yeah, I better delete those urgent messages. How do I delete urgent? I created a command to do this. Where did I create that command? I know I did that. There it is. Why is it there? Delete urgent events. Okay. Ending the poll. Yeah, I have all these urgent messages telling me that Tubi has thousands of unsent messages. Thousands of them unsent. And it's, Aquafox has named it Cult of Continuation. Thanks everyone for your titles. That was the Cult of Continuation. Okay, let's get to this track. We have a Bam Badly from Brother Boat. Catcher News. Or no, yeah, from Brother Media to Brother Boat. Brosco, this is a member of Slam Cookie Side. You can find their music in the home section. Oh, I forgot to put spaces. Slam Cookie Slides. You can find their music in the homeschool section of your local bookstore. Inspector General Jericho, seen in Oakland. Everyone knows the canary is fine on the screen. Okay, let's add space. Okay, that's fixed. Oh, Dom has a wrestler badly gifted to Doug. Check out Noobs and build a new Doug Debug wrestler. Digging them out, yes. Windmills alone, formerly known as the Stone Steps, are trained from behind and insecticides. Runners are afraid of their signature great electric train. Okay, zero out. So I did my filter at the very end of the translation project we would totally break translation. So Barney finishes the translations, gives the final message to Tubi. Tubi filters out everything but basically things on our keyboard. So we might lose some cool things, unfortunately. I don't know. See, that's the downside. I don't know. Because we might get, sometimes words get through that are in another language with different characters, which is sort of fun. I don't know, it might be worth the risk. It's hard to say. We got another band badly from Brother Beauty to Soda. Be on PogChamp Exploxa at Nargaze Narrows. If you love Johnny Cash and Fat Domino, you love the words of the hat. A senior Smith spokesman performed with the Detroit-based sewer for Smith's Son-inspired girls as he performed his new song, Yo, Remember What Do Things Do. Doug, Muty gifted to Doug, take the cashmere dough, mistake, and make a bottle of bacon. Oh, if you could drink bacon? If you get noise when you lift your vaudeville TV, see how it sounds. Found on Lake Nerkleby, CEO John Pedro. Her new song, The Dumpster Let Tilt, Twin Tops Will Never Lift Your Head. I don't know the context, but it sounds like Megs was bad lead. I already look like I fought an octopus tonight. How was your evening, Megs? Okay, that's 0. It's first request ever from Brio G. First request ever, Brio. Those might have been from your follow. If you're wondering how those happened, when you follow, you automatically get requests. Meg said acupuncture and cupping. Oh, I see. That makes more sense. Purple marks all over my neck. Aqua says, how do you quote other people besides the kid? I haven't had the time to implement it, but you can submit quotes, and someday I'll go back and add them all, but just include the @ make sure to include the @ sign of the user, put the quote, and then use the @ sign is important. It's gonna be Aqua's first drum loop, Sib's first key, and Paul's first drum kit. Sib's 10th request, Paul's 25th song, and Broom's 450th. I do think Badlies cause a bunch of issues for Tubi, but they're so fun, it's worth it. And I've figured out how to solve all the issues. I mean, we don't lose anything. We don't lose any messages. So it just means sometimes Tubi breaks for a few minutes. It might be a computer. It might be that it's just well, no, it's probably some weird infinite loop that happens. Let's generate our melody. We got a melody for Rune. Here's Rune. Nick says, are milestone stats dependent on chat activity or lurkers get counted for each song? Milestones are only for requests that have been used. So we don't have milestones for lurking. Maybe we should. But yeah, Nick, it's easy to start racking up those milestones. Just make requests. Anyone can make requests, so anyone can get milestones. Let's see. Let's do our drum kit. That's cool, Nick. I love my lurkers. Love my lurkers. Okay, let's see. Beats. First up, we got a beat for Aqua. Here's Aqua. Can we swing? Yeah, we can do swing 16ths. Yeah. Let's swing it right away and see how that impacts things. There it is. There it is. We got our first beat. And then we got Brio. Here's Brio. There it is. We got our beats. Nice. Let's check out our sounds. First up, we have an entire paragraph. And it's a debut. But why do we hear background music? We're not supposed to hear background music. Okay, here's an entire paragraph. That's from Megs, and then from Brother Media we have the quickening. And then from Brooms we got Rain Harp. From Music McName Rotary Vibraphone. Underscore More pattern. And then Yellow Jibber Jabber from Brio G. This is a random sound request from let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Oh, Brooms, is that Brooms? You were saying about mood? Moods, yeah. I might bring them back sometime. I always love them in principle, but they take a lot of energy. But that being said, Brooms, I've actually got something in the works that I'm really excited about that is along those lines. Hopefully it's going to happen and start happening soon. But it's in the same universe as Moods. Okay, let's end this poll. And it's an entire paragraph. Okay. Let's do it. Here we go. It is time. It is time to accelerate.
You might have noticed that our bot, To Be or Not to Bot, is one of the chattier bots on Twitch. And part of that is because you guys can help write what it says. The easiest way to get started is to create a greet me message. And a greet me message is a message that our bot will say to you specifically when you type your first message of the day each show. And you can have multiple greet me messages, and our bot will use a different one, or we'll pick a random one each show. So if you want to do that, type !greet me, one word, with your message. And that's on the beginning. We call this bot talk. It gets pretty sophisticated. There's variables and options and multi-part messages, many different categories, vote durings, randoms. But this is the best way to get started, and it's just another way you get to share your creativity with our community.
I'll be back live in just a moment. My present day self is running around behind me doing some post-song stuff. In the meantime, if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm ETC Kid, aka the Etc. Kid. The music you just watched was improvised from scratch. But I got a lot of help from chat. Just before the song, they chose the sounds I was using, the speed of the music. I turned people's names into drum rhythms. So there are many ways you can participate. The easiest way to get involved right away is to type !drums for a chance to be a rhythm on an upcoming song. You can also name the songs we create here, help write what our bot Tubi says, and we have fun community projects on our Discord. So we've got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you take a leap of faith, you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome. I look forward to meeting you in chat. I'm not only on the Twitch, I'm also on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Discord. Follow me there for more content like this.
If I was a mole, I'd lead that mountain down. If I was a mole,
Thanks for those calps. Titles: Brother Meaty, Tired Freedom, Room 17, Turtles of Dawn, Doug Bottom Feelers, Paul Born in a Basement, Dom Pots of Greed, RageMadeFlesh, A Small Mercy. How about the bass on that track? That was a debut, right? That was an entire paragraph. That sound was a debut, right? That bass. Horns are still too quiet. Just gotta crank my phones. Hey, Brukos. Brukos decided to turn on my bass for that one. Let's see. What was I did trombone, yeah. Let me shout out some other titles. Brother Chugger, Wake Me Up. Civ Backyard Bumblebee. Room 17, I Want Fries. Brother Meaty, wake me up before you fro. Wow, so the circles are useless. Doug when bass met jazz. Paul embrace of the mountain. And Pythagora Pasito marching to the bang of a different plumber. Hey, Pythagora Pasito. Let's see, okay. We got some new follows from Poe's Prodigy. Thanks, Poe. Did you see our Poe emote? What do we have? We got Poe. Poe. Wait, which Poe is that? Forget which. What's the name of that Poe? Poe. What's the name of that? I forgot the name of our own emote. That version of it is which one? Poe what? Poe. Poe no, it's not Poe Goodly. It's Poe Shades. Poe Shades. Yeah, it's Poe Shades. Also, Dean Summerwind. Thanks, Dean Summerwind. Pythagora Pasito is back to Pythagorate. Okay, let's end this poll. Tired Freedom. Tired Freedom. Brother Media has named it Tired Freedom. Thanks everyone for your titles. That was Tired Freedom. Let's oh, that's not it. He says that was about if the revolution will be accelerated. Is the featured sound of the show. Okay, there's our featured sound. Let's see. Let's see. Tubi. I wonder what are you doing, Tubi? What are you doing? This is one of the things I have to wait for the longest with Tubi. There it goes. Doug just blamed Tubi, and Tubi's response was, Doug, in light of my recent mistake, I hereby submit my resignation as bot for ETC Kid. I will use this time to reflect on my actions, spend more time with my family, and finish taking over the world. Okay, our show is live tonight from 8 days a week. 8 days a week. We did only 4 tracks. Man, it's because I talked an interminable amount. It was an interminable amount of talking. But we did find some time for Police Line, Do Not Cross, Awakening What's Left of the Stars, Cult of Continuation, and Tired Freedom. And there we go. Our superstar mods included Allegra, Brother Boat, Brucos, Dom, Megs, and Tubi. Thank you, mods. Thank you. We had donations from Muty, Dom, Soda, and Cobalt. Thank you for those donations. We had subs from Casper, 12 months for Brother Bob, You're a Baby, 2 for Cobalt, 4 for Rune, 5 for Underscore, 6 for User McName. Thank you to all lurkers and chatters. Now is time for our shout out. Tonight we featured the following who either named our current tour, named our venue, named one of our songs, or made a request to make one of the songs. That includes AquafoxHD, Brio G, Broom 17, Brother Moody, Cactus, Synthlord, 029, Casper, Chills, Cobalt, Dom, Doug, G Bill, Kai Guy, Alexdesia, Megs, My Right, Fum, Neighborhood Watch, Padre 5, Paul, RageMadeFlesh, Sib, the Runicorn, _ use McName, and Wow Soda. It was somebody, who was it? Somebody suggested, let's roll these subcredits. I want to give credit. Well, it's in my notes, but somebody suggested that we add a praise Tubi command for all those many times when Tubi does a good job. Seems only fair, right? If we've got blame Tubi, we also have praise Tubi. Although I feel like Tubi would be really smug, right? I don't think Tubi would accept a compliment in the most graceful way. I feel like praise Tubi responses, Tubi would say, and I know. What took you so long? Oh, hey, Heart TC Kid is here. Hey, Heart. Thanks for the raid. How was your stream? What were you doing today? And the funny, Tubi, it's so funny how Tubi, most of the time Tubi's, a little cantankerous, and every once in a while Tubi's just like, I love you all. I love you. Okay, let's see. Find somewhere to raid. Hart was playing Dead by Daylight. Doug says, I've never heard Tubi say he loves it. Well, it's only one. It's one out of several thousands, well, out of thousands of messages now. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to close that screen. Those are some dramatic strings. The strings are saying, ignore the trombones, pay attention to us. Oh, how perfect Tubi's singing. Okay. Oh, and Tubi's not saying what song it is? That's weird. Yeah, sometimes Tubi, I don't know. We're gonna raid someone who I believe is new to me. Crab Keeks. Oh, there's multiple people playing. I love seeing that. Our raid call is ETC raid. We keep it simple here, since everything else about the show is way too complicated. Keep our raid call simple. Create the illusion that things are very straightforward here. Let's see. Thanks everyone. Hope to see y'all soon. If not tomorrow, then maybe Thursday or Friday or Saturday. If not, then maybe Monday, Tuesday. Well, I don't know. Monday might be getting the axe. I don't know. Anyway, if not then, maybe the next week, month, year, decade, century, millennium, eon. Whenever it happens, it'll be groovy. Groovy to see y'all. Let me see if I can find, let me see if Tubi pasted that. Yeah, I don't see a song. Weird. Huh. I don't know, it's show history, right? Can't remember if it's show history. No, there's no such thing as show history. There's just show logs. No show history. Oh, never mind. Okay. I don't know what song it is. That is... Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's time. It is time to raid. Thanks, everyone. Hope to see y'all very soon. I hope y'all have a wonderful whatever comes next. Let's do this raid. Okay. Take care.